music critic. Some people argue that, unlike certain works of Handel, which set to music familiar religious texts, the organ symphonies of Louise Vierne are not religious music. Quite the contrary, sitting in Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris and hearing his organ symphonies demonstrates that Vierne's works are divinely inspired. Okay. So the conclusion is that that the organ symphonies of Louise Vierne are religious music.
Yes. Yeah. Quite the contrary.
Yeah.
Yep. And why are we saying that?
We're saying that based upon the evidence, or based upon this person's experience, that sitting in Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris and hearing the organ symphonies demonstrates that his works are divinely inspired. I feel like I already know what the flaw is.
Excellent. What is it?
I feel like it's basing an argument upon like a personal opinion. Right? Like that, like I feel like it's like, or I feel like it's like, okay, actually I'm changing my mind. I feel like it's not correctly connecting religious music to being divinely inspired.
Yes. Like, could I be inspired by my faith, but still my work is not like faith?
Yeah. Like there's no bridge. Like, yeah, this argument lacks the bridge between evidence of what, like if it said, the like definition of religious music is something that's divinely inspired, then I think it would make that bridge.
Yes, perfect. All right, go ahead and try A.
Takes for granted that all religious music is inspiring. That feels right to me, but B, confuses two different meanings of the term religious. No. C, overlooks the possibility that some organ music is not divinely inspiring. We're not really concerned about organ music. We're more concerned about religious music. D, confuses two different meanings of the term symphonies. No. E, takes for granted that all organ symphonies are religious. I think it's A.
Okay, so actually it is B, but this is a hard question. And so we don't take for granted that this would be a sufficient assumption. If all religious music is inspiring, cool. But one, we're trying to say that his work that is divinely inspired is religious music. Like, cool. Like, if all religious music was inspiring, that would technically be like, that would be a sufficient assumption, right? That would guarantee that Vienne's work, all religious music is inspiring. Takes for granted that all religious music is inspiring. There we go. But do we even know if Vienne's work is religious music?
No.
No. So we couldn't even, this actually wouldn't be the correct sufficient assumption, because we don't know if it's religious music or not. A sufficient assumption would be if anything that is divinely inspired is religious music. Do you see that?
Would that be the right answer?
No, because this is a flaw question, not a sufficient assumption question. But do you see why that gap here? Our issue, like you said, though, was that we're assuming that this divinely inspired is the same thing as religious music.
Oh.
So it's actually B, where we're confusing two different meanings of what is religious.
Because for one, they're saying like something's like music familiar to religious text, and for the second one, religious means divinely inspired.
Yes.
This is why I hate the LSAT, because that's just, it's like, why can't you just say
what you're trying to say? Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I definitely